Hey everyone, welcome to Lesson 4, where we're going to be exploring businesses. Now, in our previous lessons, we had talked about how individuals were able to trade their production easily using money in a modern banking system. And in our growing economy, there are still some limitations, which are that individuals are limited in how much they can produce by themselves. And we're going to see how businesses are able to solve this problem. So previously we had introduced Bob the baker, who was buying wheat, creating bread where he was adding value and selling it to other members of the economy. And they would pay him money, part of which he would use to buy more wheat and create more bread, but he was able to save some money, which he liked because he would be able to buy shoes or other products and make other demands from other people in the economy. And perhaps there was a friend, Ben, who was also a baker in similar shoes. Now, Bob really liked that extra money that he was able to earn. And he began to think, how can I earn more of this money? And he realized that the only way for him to really increase the money that he could earn would be to increase the value he provided to members of the economy. And how he did that was by producing more bread, which he would be able to sell for more money, and the more money he earned, he could save and enjoy other goods and services. But he recognized that there was a limit to how much he could do himself. There was only so much bread he could make on his own. And likewise, Ben had encountered the same problem. And so they decided to team up and form what's called a business. Now, a business is very similar in many ways to a person, but it's just more scaled up and more efficient. Real persons own themselves, but legal persons are owned by real people. So they are owned by real persons. And they're formed for the purpose that Bob dreamed of, which was earning more money. And so this business hopes to produce more, sell those goods to people in the economy who have those feasible wants, and then they would be able to earn money, which would be distributed to Bob and Ben, the owners of this business. And so what Bob and Ben would do is sign a contract, which is just an agreement, a legal agreement, forming this legal person called a business, which just exists on paper or electronically. But this legal person can do many of the same things that a real person can do. It can buy things that it needs. It can sell things like bread. It can be an employer. It can employ people. And it can be sued, just like a normal person could. So Bob and Ben sign this contract and contribute an initial amount of money that they had saved. And this person now owes Bob and Ben future money that it earns from selling the bread. And it uses that money initially to buy things like an oven, wheat to bake the bread, and pay other bakers. And then this entity is very efficient because it organized all of these labor, capital, tools, and resources in order to really focus and specialize even further in making and producing as much bread as possible. And due to that, because this entity, Bob and Ben's Bakery, is able to sell more bread, it earns more money, which then it distributes back to its owners, Bob and Ben, who are now able to spend it on other goods and services in the economy. And this, they're able to do this more than they were able to do it separately. And so businesses are great because they produce more goods, which allow for more consumption. And we're able now to engage in much larger and more complex projects and businesses and production than we were before. So that's it for today's video, and I'll see you in the next lesson.